And now, it's time for another episode with the two brothers who ice fish from the same hole, who have kicked the same field goals, and who will have you laughing from start to finish. Bringing you the sports, music, and entertainment straight from their Eskimo hut. It's the Eskimo Brothers Podcast.
Yeah, man. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Eskimo Brothers Podcast. This is episode number 177, I believe, sir. I think I got that right. You know, we skip around, jump around, do a little skip, hop, skip, and a jump, and here we are for 177, brother.
Hell yeah, man. Another nice little Sunday afternoon. Actually, it's warm now.
Yeah, no, it's not freaking
shorts,
cold.
actually.
Yeah, it's not freezing balls out there outside. This past week was in the teens and the single negative for the wind chill. Some of the mornings, It was freaking cold, bro.
It's kind of, this is part of the winter I don't like when we get to this cold. Like, I don't mind being in the 30s and 40s. I can handle that. But when it gets in this double digits and single digits, I'm out.
I'm out too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in for the cooler weather. But when you get to the teens and the single digits, nah, bro.
Yeah, I'm out.
I don't live in Canada. I don't live in Montana. I don't want any of that shit, okay?
No. We're not up north, bro. So
no, we're not, bro. Yes, sir. But it is a glorious little Sunday out there. It does feel good. I was outside earlier. I was like, Jesus, it feels amazing out today.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. But sitting at 58 degrees, actually, if you're curious what's going on right now. It's 58 degrees and sunny out here. So that's kind of damn near perfect.
Yeah. And I think the high is going to be in the 60s, 5 or something. So it's just going to keep getting warmer.
We're out of the woods, bro.
And then all next week, I think, 70, so it's going to be great.
Yeah, we're out of the woods.
Yeah, I think
for that cold
our
weather.
last little cold chill just happened, I hope. I have seen it rain in March, or snow in March.
Yeah, that's true.
So hopefully, God, no.
Yeah, I don't want I was going to say that same thing. I was like, luckily last week it was just cold and there was no like ice and snow.
Yeah.
Because as much as people love that, they're like, oh, it's so pretty. I'm like, no, dude, it's kind of a nightmare to deal with ice, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not into that, bro. Especially whenever it comes to like, I don't know, a lot of people lost power last week for a while. Luckily, I never did.
Yeah,
like, thank God, bro. I didn't lose power ever. It's always something that we have PTSD about from like 4 years ago. That week-long no power, and fucking everybody was like, oh my God.
That was so bad, dude.
Yeah. People died, actually. It's not funny.
No, it was pretty bad.
It was, dude.
We had to go, me and my parents, man, we live next door, and they started doing the rolling blackouts. Well, air quote rolling.
Yeah,
Mine shut mine off, and it never came back
I
on.
didn't get a rolling blackout. I got a blackout.
Yeah, I got a blackout for 3 straight days.
Yeah.
And so I went over to my mom's, and they still had theirs going off and on. Well, then I remember I got woken up at like 2 a.m. and it had been off for hours, bro. And they're like, no, we're not staying here. They booked a hotel room for us. I was like, hell yeah. So we went.
Luckily, they had power.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so I think we stayed there 2 nights, and then we were trying to get a third night, but somebody had already booked it. So then we had to find somewhere else to go. So it was fucking rough, dude.
That was awful. I remember that because
Yeah.
at that time I had an apartment, and thank my lucky stars that I moved into that and had a previous experiences at apartments to know that, like, hey, when you're living in an apartment life is what it is, right? Mm-hmm. But don't ever live below somebody, okay? For a couple of reasons. The noise, because you'll think they're jumping up and down. They're just walking normally.
Yeah.
Places are just thrown together like fucking pickup sticks so they can just get them done. And also when something like that happens, because there's a thing called gravity. So when pipes bust, the water goes down.
Yeah.
So, I didn't have power either. Pipes busted in my building, but hey, all my stuff was fine, bro, because I lived up. Now below me, the guy below me, they flooded.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, my pipes busted apparently, and they just flooded that whole apartment. I was like, sorry, bro.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that.
There's nothing. It's not my fault.
Yeah, that sucks, bro.
But we had to leave. I had my daughter at the time, too. It happened right whenever it fell on my weekend. And obviously, you couldn't drive anywhere.
Yeah.
And so obviously school closed down for that whole week. And yeah, I remember like being like, we woke up and the power was out. And I was like, oh man, I'm like, I know it's, you know, it had snowed nice. Maybe something, you know, they'll get the power back on. It was slowly started to realize that, hey, this power's not coming back on.
Yeah.
And got cold as balls. And I had to call my aunt and uncle in Hearst. And they were like, yeah, we've never lost power. We're good. And I'm like, dude, we need to come over there. And so they were like, come on. So we had to stay there 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, you were lucky if like you lived near like a hospital and shit because they didn't shut those sections down, obviously, because the hospital needs to stay up and running.
Yeah, or like a fire department.
Yeah, one of those places. Yeah. But if you're stuck out in the middle, like where I'm at, out in the middle of nowhere, they're like, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
They flip our shit off, dude.
Yeah, dude. You're just like, alrighty.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I remember that being really bad. And then when we finally got power back, we went back to my apartment, and I remember being like, all right, we got power. So the heat was on, but it was still, you know, it took forever to get warmed back up.
Yeah.
But like I walked into my apartment, dude, and I remember walking in there and my toilet water in the bowl was frozen.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, because it was 31 degrees in my apartment.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
Yeah, the toilet water was frozen. I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then the water was still shut off because the pipes were busted everywhere, dude.
Yeah, they got to fix all that for
It took them like 5 days just to get my water back on, dude.
Yeah, it's wild.
So I had to like go back over to my aunt and uncle's like 3 or 4 times to take a shower and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it, dude. And then to flush the toilet, you had to get like, you just had to have like a bucket. I remember filling up buckets from the melting shit on top, and then you just would pour it in real quick, and it flushes the toilet if you don't know about toilets.
Yeah, yeah, in the little upper decker bowl, bro.
Yeah. You just pour it in there real quick, and it flushes, dude.
Yeah.
But you're like, fuck this, bro. This is horrible. And then you realize you're like, God, am I relying too much on modern society shit?
Yeah.
You're like, what if that shit actually closed? I mean, dude, if you ever want to win a war, and we'll get started in a minute, I guess. But if you ever want to win a war against America, just shut our power off, bro, or or our cell phones off. People are like, oh my God.
Yeah, we'll be fucked.
Yeah. It's a long ways from the old musket ball days, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, all that to be said, it feels great outside, and we're still alive.
Yeah, thank God it's not freezing anymore.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, let's go, dude. Episode number 177. Also some great stuff to get to as well on this beautiful Sunday. And hopefully you had a great week this week, guys, and we appreciate you listening, as always. So let's go. I just want to give a real brief update for the Marvel fans out there in the world like me and Leaf. I have not been a very good Marvel fan, though. I didn't go see Captain America.
Yeah, no, we usually hit the theaters for those, but
I just didn't have time, and honestly, man, I was just kind of like, I don't even know if it's going to be good, but I need to go.
Yeah.
80% on Rotten Tomatoes, though, for the fans. I don't trust the critics on these types of movies. They're always low.
They always shoot low for these because, you know, they don't really respect the comic book movie.
Right. 80%, though. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's solid, considering it's now Sam Wilson. It's Anthony Mackie now. Obviously, no longer Chris Evans as Captain America, if you follow the world here.
The timeline, yeah.
So 80%. I've always liked Anthony Mackie, by the way, as Falcon, and then that show that he turned in, Captain America. That was great.
Yeah.
So there you go, 80% on that. And then I also just wanted to throw out the opening weekend was 88 million. So not bad. Obviously not the highest,
Right.
but not bad. And on President's Day, it fell off a little bit. And then this past week, it fell off a lot, actually. 82% actually from Friday to Friday. But that's going to happen. But right now it's sitting at 289 million worldwide. So it's a success. It's not like they fucking bombed or anything like that.
Right. No, that's good.
So that's good to see. And I will get out there, I hope. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I guess one of these days when I'm bored.
Maybe we hit it up in Austin, dude, Friday night when we get down there.
Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do that because we're going to chill and then get ready to go. But yeah, we're going to hit it up for sure at some point. But it doesn't seem like it's... I didn't watch any spoilers or nothing because I was like, man, I want to watch it, of course. But it doesn't seem like it did too bad, actually, out the gate, bro.
Yeah, I definitely want to go see this. And I was going to make plans to do that, but like you said, man, we just get busy and shit.
It got cold as balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Fuck it.
No, I didn't either. I was like, fuck that, I ain't moving. I almost lit a fire, actually.
Yeah.
So there you go. We'll check it out at some point. I just wanted to say that I was happy to see, even though I didn't go see it, I was happy to see that it just didn't like bomb like bad.
Yeah.
And that it seems like it's, pretty well received from the fans. Fuck the critics on these. I never really, again, you can't trust them on this type of shit, or like Jurassic Park, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
They'll be like, critics are like up there, like watching, like, this is not real. Obviously, motherfucker, it's dinosaurs on an island. What do you think?
Yeah. Yes. Everybody knows that it's not real. Just calm down.
I'm pretty sure that we don't have a guy that flies around on the jetpack, calls himself the Falcon.
You're right.
All right. Jesus, use some imagination. That's what it's all about. Harrison Ford turns into the Red Hulk. We know that. That's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
So there you go, man. So we'll check it out at some point. I just wanted to mention I was happy to see that. The other thing that I saw this week as well that's pretty big, actually, if you followed this, franchise for a long time. It's been around forever. And we've talked about it a couple of times, especially like who's going to be the next one. I'm talking about the James Bond franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Daniel Craig's done with it. He did his several that he did. I thought all of them were fantastic, by the way.
Yeah, they're great movies.
Moving forward, we weren't sure, number one, who James Bond was going to be. I don't think we still know.
They still haven't named the next guy. No.
Yeah. So Amazon, MGM Studios, has now purchased this James Bond to take over creative control of the James Bond franchise. They had already purchased distribution rights so they could put them out there on their streaming.
Yeah.
But now they've purchased creative control.
Yeah, like the whole rights of it, basically.
Yeah. This was basically Barbara Bacoli and Michael G. Wilson who were doing the James Bond stuff. And they've sold to Amazon MGM Studios. And it's what I'm looking here is $1 billion. So I think I would sell too.
Yeah, 100%.
So
probably a good time for them. They're like, yeah, we're right in the middle of who's going to be the next one. Maybe they didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, and they're like, fuck it, give me $1 billion and you can do it, Bezos.
Yeah. Now, they did say that they're still going to be somewhat involved, but they're not going to be like the main creative control anymore. That's all Amazon. So, yeah, Bezos. And actually, Bezos was on X tweeting this. I don't know what do you say those anymore?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, hey, who does everybody think the next Bond should be? So, yeah, I mean, we've already said, you have the perfect guy. Henry Cavill is
God. If it's not him, that's a huge swing and miss, if you ask me.
I completely agree. I'm like, he's already a huge star. That's a James Bond franchise.
Yeah, he's still young enough.
Yeah. He could do.
He's handsome as fuck, by the way.
Yeah, and he could do 20 years of this, dude.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that should be the guy. Because it's always traditionally been a British actor. They've never cast an American actor. And I know a lot of people are saying John Krasinski and all these kind of people. But I'm like, I think Cavill's the guy, though.
I just why break up any sort of tradition with that franchise?
Yeah,
it does very well.
It does.
It doesn't suck.
They never those movies always do well.
Yeah,
and because they're fucking great.
Yeah. Daniel Craig was fantastic.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Bond? Mine was always Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, I grew up with Pierce.
That's exactly right.
I did watch some of the early Sean Connery ones, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool too. But it was Bronson for me, man. 100. That was when I was locked in, bro.
Yeah,
Bond.
I remember going to the theaters and watching his 007 James Bond movies.
Yeah,
I did with Daniel Craig too. But Pierce Brosnan, I was growing up in grade school and middle school and high school. And I was like, man, this guy's awesome.
I watched that movie recently. I don't know if you've seen it. It's with that Adam Devine guy, that little guy from Workaholics.
Yeah.
It's not the best movie I've ever seen. If you want to waste an hour and a half, go ahead and watch it. It will make you laugh a little bit. It's called The Outlaws. And so he marries this chick and he meets her family for the first time, and they're both ex fucking something, CIA or something like that.
Yeah.
And anyway, they make a joke. I think it's Helen Mirren, I believe, is the actress. And then Pierce Bronson, and she said something like, didn't he play Bond once or something? He's like, yeah, I think so. And he goes, yeah, that's my favorite Bond. And Pierce Bronson goes, yeah, he's pretty good. Or something like that. It's kind of like a knock against him.
Kind of a knock on himself. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. His were great, man.
Well, and the fact that, not only I grew up with it, but, that, I mean, GoldenEye, the N64 game, got me on shooter games.
Yeah.
And I mean,
that's where all that shit started.
I spent so much time playing that game with friends and everything. Oh, my God. So that was big. But yeah, man, we'll see what Amazon, MGM Studios. I hope that they don't, go off the cuff and Just keep it like it is. It works. The formula works, bro.
Yeah.
Just get a guy that, like you said, handsome guy. He's got to do some sort of mission as James Bond.
Yeah.
007.
Some guy that can handle the action star type stuff, and he can.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
And then he just banks chicks because that's what James Bond does.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just being honest. That's what he does.
But knowing Amazon, bro, they might go Disney and go woke. And
oh, no. Please, God, no. Otherwise, if that's the case, then James Bond, like the character and the franchise is dead, bro.
You don't want it to be Janet Bond, bro?
Yeah. That's what I'm not lying, bro. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
And,
no, it could.
And like I think we talked about that before. We were like, if you want to do that, that's fine, but make it different than 007.
Yeah, create a different character.
Create a different character.
You can create a woman character that's a CIA agent somewhere else and start her own story.
And it will...
Doesn't have... You don't piggyback off of what, somebody else has done.
Yeah, and also I hope you have the money to blow because it's probably not going to make any.
Probably not.
I'm being honest, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you want me to be... Okay, I'll be totally unrealistic. It's going to make $1 billion.
Yeah, look at all the history of the stuff that has happened.
Yeah.
Like with, what was it that they tried recently?
Oh, the Marvel stuff did that. They leaned heavily into that, and it bombed.
Oh, the Ghostbuster shit. With
and that too, yeah.
And then the Ocean's 11 with all women cast. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that didn't do shit. They don't do well.
We're just being honest.
Yeah, I mean, look at the demographic.
At the end of the day, these investors and everything spending all their money. That's why they don't do them anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's called business. Somebody's got to say it. Shit, right. Man.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see who they cast in Amazon MGM Studios. Now, the one thing I will say about this is just because Amazon's taking over doesn't mean it's not going to come to theaters. They still make movies and they push them to theaters first.
Yeah.
I think it just probably means that after the theater run, it comes to streaming like pretty much instantly.
Yeah. And so sometimes they release them like at the same time, which is weird.
That is weird. But you probably have to pay for it on there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And then after it's theater run, they probably be like, all right, now it's free. Streaming on free.
Yeah.
Got to make that cash back.
All right, we'll see. I don't know. There you go. All right, what you got over there? I got a couple funny things.
Like I don't have. I thought I had a fucking release date, but I don't. But anyway, it's going to happen early 2025 is what it says here, which it's another Amazon Prime show that we've been waiting on fucking forever. Okay. The Terminal List.
Oh, God, yeah, no shit, dude. What the hell's the story with that?
Yeah, so they are saying filming was beginning at February 2024, so about a year ago. The likelihood is that it won't hit Prime Video until early 2025. This is the Dark Wolf TV show. So this is the prequel with the Ben Edwards character that was in the Terminal.
Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah, Taylor Kitsch.
God, I love that guy, bro.
So I'm thinking we're getting this one early 2025 is what it's saying. So then I would guess the Terminal List season 2 is coming after that, probably summer or maybe fall or something.
Damn.
But
that's a long time.
Yeah, they're saying both of them are probably coming in 2025 with the Dark Wolf coming early 2025. Well, I don't know what that means. It's early 2025 right now.
Yeah, we're here.
So tomorrow, please.
Yeah.
Just drop that shit.
I want to see that because I love Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah. And then that character's great. And plus Terminal List came out in 2022, man. Like, what the fuck's taking so long?
Yeah, that just came out long. I follow Chris Pratt on all socials, and I haven't seen him post about that at all.
No, I don't know why it got hung up or why it's taking so long for season 2, but I think it's done. They're just waiting to release it. So.
It was the number one watched series that came out on Amazon.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome, by the way, too.
But I saw this pop up, and I'm like, hell yeah, we're going to get a date. And then, of course, no, it's like early 2025. I'm like, all right, fuck.
You gotta love that.
Thanks for the clickbait, assholes.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. But anyway, it is coming, though, this year. So finally, after we've been waiting for like 3 years, since 2022 when the first season dropped. Because then we binged all that like within a few days.
Oh,
and
yeah.
talked about it.
Man,
I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the first season because it's been 3 years.
Yeah. I've read the book and I watched that, and they followed it pretty closely, but I want to watch it again. That was a great fucking show.
Yeah.
And Chris Pratt was fantastic, dude.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And those Jack Carr books are great.
Yes, they
I need to start buying them so I can go through them. But
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I just watched a podcast of his about a year ago maybe when he was on Rogan.
He's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was just going to run over a couple of documentaries I watched this week when it was cold as balls and I didn't go anywhere. So I was like, I got plenty of TV watching time on my hands. So
I got nothing to do.
I fired up some things that are on my list. I have this mile-long list on Netflix and this other thing I have. So I was like, fuck it, man. I'm just going to start from the beginning on my list. And I started watching. There's a new one that came out this month, actually, the Gabby Petito one. Have you seen that one yet?
I know it's on Netflix. I have not watched.
I ran through that one all in one night because it's 3 episodes.
Yeah, well, they're good. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great, man. Like, we talked about the story when it was happening.
Yeah.
But there's a lot behind the scenes that you get to see on this documentary. It's crazy, dude. And you're like, oh, okay. And
I need to watch it. I don't know why I didn't fire that up. I was watching some other stuff, and then I remember being like, I bet Leaf wants to talk about that, and then I just didn't get to it. Yeah. My bad.
We'll talk about it when you watch it, though.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And then I watched another one called The Kings of Tupelo. And I didn't know going in what this shit was about. I watched kind of like the trailer on it on Netflix. I was like, okay, I'm going to fire this up. And it's the most batshit crazy fucking documentary I've ever watched in my life.
I saw you post about that.
It's fucking amazing. It's amazing, dude. Okay, so I remember you remember the ricin letters that got mailed to like Obama and a couple of senators and shit?
Yeah.
I remember seeing that in the news, but they don't tell you the whole story back then because they didn't know it, but they know it now. And oh my God, it's fucking nuts, bro. I swear to God, you're going to watch this and there's a guy in it that they start out with. His name's Kevin Curtis. And I mean, he's the best. He's the best, dude. I don't ever want to meet him, but he's my favorite person. He's fucking nuts.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to give it away because I want you to watch it. But it's
that's another one I gotta watch.
Yeah, it's great. It's three long too, but it's fucking worth it, dude. They're all.
What's that on Netflix too?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Damn. Okay. So I've 2 on Netflix that I gotta fire up.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. I have never seen anything so nuts. The whole story behind the whole ricin letter thing is what happens. The way it starts, you don't think it's going to end the way it does. Yeah. And so you're like, oh, well, what does this have to do with this? And then all of a sudden it all ties together and you're like, what the fuck? And it's just nuts, dude. So, yeah, Kings of Tupelo, it's like the Southern crime saga. It's wild, dude.
All right, I'm going to check it out.
Like, I remember on the news just hearing about, like, Obama got a fucking letter and it had ricin and poison in it, you know, and then, but they didn't go too deep within it. You know, they didn't tell you the whole story, and this is the documentary that tells you how all it built up to this stuff, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, check that out. Kings of Tupelo, and then the Gabby Petito. So
2 that I got to check out. I'm so stupid. I wanted to watch that Gabby Petito. My daughter actually said that. She was like, "Did you watch that? Yeah, it's great." I'm like, "Why are you watching it?"
Yeah.
But also, she's 15, and I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, I've reached the point of like. If I don't let her watch it, she's gonna find a way to watch it. So
yeah, she'll be at a friend's house
exactly
with some parents that aren't so like. Y'all can watch that.
Yeah, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, that girl got murdered. I'd like for you not to watch that.
Yeah, right.
She's like, I like murder documentaries. I'm like, well, fuck.
Don't watch any of them about kids killing their parents, please.
Yeah, really, please, for the love of God.
Yeah, so but that one's good, dude. The Petito one's good. Like you know a little bit of the story, but it shows you some behind the scenes shit that you've never seen before, and it's like pretty wild.
And that was a wild fucking story when it was happening.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it on the podcast for 2 or 3 times because of they couldn't find him and shit. It was wild, dude.
Yeah, well, it took them forever to find her body.
Yeah,
and then they couldn't find him for a while.
Yeah,
which when you watch the documentary, it's gonna make you fucking nuts because it's another one of those things, man, where the cops, I don't know.
Drop the ball a little bit.
I don't know the policy of being a cop, but I would, if I heard what I heard in the documentary, I would not have just been like, all right, see you later. And then they left. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out because I know there's more to the story.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay.
Check those out, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, and I also watched that John Bonet one. The new one.
Oh, I've watched that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one's...
I remember that story.
Everybody knows that story. It's been going on for so long. It's been like almost 30 years now.
Yeah.
But that's another one where the cops dropped the ball.
Totally, man.
Like they told the dad, to go look for the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's police procedure. And then he finds it, and then he picks it up from the crime scene and brings her up. So like, yeah, you're not supposed to touch anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so
that was another...
You're never going to find out who killed that little girl, man, because they fucked that whole thing up.
Ain't no way it wasn't the parents, bro.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, who fucking writes a 3-page ransom note inside the house?
Yeah.
Well, I know. They're like, oh, I hope they don't wake up, but let me write this all calmly because it wasn't like it looks like the mom's handwriting.
It is the mom's handwriting, 100%.
A lot of people think it was the kid, the big brother.
I don't see that. He was a kid.
He like pushed her over, and because there's a mark on her head, and so
I think like an accident.
They think she hit the edge of a table or a tub because she was mad because
God, that story was wild too.
Yeah.
And then you had the whole like people against like the modeling of the kids, which I'm like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. It is kind of weird.
It is, dude.
He's like 6-year-old and like this caked on makeup and
Yeah.
shit. It looks like a horror movie film.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I'm certainly not. I definitely didn't put my daughter through anything like that. No. So, yeah, weird stories there for sure. There's like we said though, Netflix releases nothing but banger documentaries.
Yeah, no, they don't miss a lot on those documentaries.
They don't.
So yeah,
There's a bunch of good ones out there that I've seen on that we haven't even talked about. Like there's that one about that guy that got arrested for murder. That had to like clear his name. He was actually at a Dodgers game with his daughter.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. I got
Yeah,
that one's on my list.
That's
too.
a short one. That's like a 40-minute documentary.
Oh, okay.
But it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he get off because there's a foul ball or something, and it shows him on the camera or something crazy.
He got off because his attorney found video from the stadium, worked with the Dodgers, and found like video from the crowd and got him. But then like they were like, yeah, but that doesn't prove he could have left the game because the murders happened at 10:30 at night. And so then he had to like prove again, like where he was. It was just crazy. It was crazy, dude. Pinging the cell phone towers and shit. Like he had a hell of a lawyer. I know that.
Yeah.
So, but he got arrested for it, man.
That one's been on my list for a while, and I need to fucking just.
It was
fire
good,
it.
and the guy's in it, and he's just obviously he didn't do it. He was just like super emotional the whole time about it. I mean, I would be too. I mean, you're about to go do life, bro, for nothing. You didn't do it.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. Go check that out too. That one's there's not any episodes, and that's like a 45 minute one, and that's
Wow, that's crazy short.
Yeah, it is a short one, but it's good. So check it out.
Nice.
Okay. All right, a couple things here as well. I do want to mention something real quick. I got a couple music things, and then we got an RIP segment for not a person, but a place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, we do.
All right, bro. Do you remember growing up? Okay, let me ask you this. Growing up, I'm sure you did. You watched Saved by the Bell?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm glad you said that.
I've seen every episode of that show.
I have too.
And the college years. I even watched the stupid college years.
Yeah, they're so cheesy, bro.
yeah.
All right, I was just curious because there's a song, there's an episode in Saved by the Bell where they're doing they form. This is like a dream, and then like they wake up and they're like actually doing it, but they form a band called Zack Attack. You remember that episode?
I've seen this TikToker. Is this a TikTok?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to say like, so if you've ever seen this episode, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
They like do they run through the song in their garage and they're playing the song. Obviously, completely not them playing or anything. But if you've ever seen it, the video, you see like Zach, who's like the main guy, obviously, he's playing the guitar and he's like playing like, it looks like he's ripping a solo in this song. If you've ever watched the video, and he's like, cause he's like fake playing the guitar, obviously. And his hands are like low on the frets, bro, and he's like picking and everything. And you're like, dude, that's not what it's supposed to sound like. So this is originally what it sounds like on the show itself. This is the song that I'm talking about.
Do it all, hanging tight. We'll stay side by side. We'll be friends forever till the end of time. Friends forever. We'll be friends everywhere.
Now, that's what that song sounds like on the show. And like I said, if you're watching the show, it's like the camera fades over to Zach and he's playing a guitar, but he looks like he's ripping a solo. And it's just like, not even a guitar sound in that song, by the way, whenever you're listening to that. Well, the internet rules, by the way. The internet absolutely rules.
Yeah.
There's a guy out there that was like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to play the notes that he's on his guitar. And I'm going to take the guitar music out of the song. There is none, by the way. But he's like, I'm going to put the actual note, because he like zoomed in on his hands and everything. And then he's like, here's what the song actually sounds like with the guitar that he's playing. And it only pops, the guitar sounds only pop up whenever it shows Zach playing the guitar. But here's what the song actually sounds like if you add Zach's guitar.
Do it all, hanging tight. We'll stay side by side. We'll be friends forever till the end of time. Friends forever. We'll be my friend. I'll always be there. Yeah, yeah, friends. Always be friends. We'll be friends together.
I love it.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
So I fucking laughed my ass off when I saw that, dude. Because I'm like, I always thought that when I was growing up watching this, and I've seen this episode way more than I care to admit.
You're right.
But then you like see him playing the guitar, you're like, the song's not even like that.
Yeah.
Is his guitar off?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love the internet. I fucking love it. It's the greatest thing ever, bro.
Oh yeah. That
I was a massive
I don't
Kelly
think,
Kapowski fan, by the way.
I don't think NBC had the budget to have Mark Glosser or Mark Paul Glosser actually learn how to play guitar.
I don't think so. Obviously, it looked like
take 6 months off and learn this guitar part.
it looked like Slater knew how to play the drums a little bit. Actually,
Yeah, maybe.
I was laughing my balls off when I was like, I've always thought that, dude.
Yeah.
This is so
What was
funny.
that in that Not Another Teen movie where that guy's like, yeah, nobody would have guessed that everybody in this school is a professional dancer because like in every fucking movie,
Yeah.
they can all dance real good.
Yeah.
And then that's like that. I'm like, of course, these guys can play in a band.
Yeah, and they wrote a song.
And then they've never mentioned it once until this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So good, man. I laughed my balls off watching that. Also, I was a massive Kelly Kapowski fan.
Oh, yeah. She's still hot, bro.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now she's MILF status.
Yeah. That's, you love to see it.
Yeah. You're like, oh, God, hell yes.
Bro,
I
do you
laughed.
think it's weird? Let me ask this weird question real quick.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always down for that.
You know how like you watch a show and it's like an example of like Dakota Fanning, bro, like Man on Fire, and you know she's like a kid, and then you see her now like,
Oh, that they grown up hot?
yeah,
Yeah. That's not weird.
okay, good, because Millie Bobby Brown is crazy hot right now.
Yeah.
She just turned like 21 or 2, but I watched her in Stranger Things when she was like 11.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Because that's been around forever.
Yeah, but now she posted on Instagram, it's my birthday, and she's like in this bikini. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, that's not weird, I don't think. I mean, they grew up. No, I don't think so. I mean, look at Bill Belichick. He's 74 and his girlfriend's 23. That's a little weird to me. 50 years difference. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he was 50 when she was born, dude. That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
That is wild. Yeah. I've always,
Goddamn, that fucking.
I just thought, like, and I saw this out there too. AB tweeted this or whatever. Like what do they talk about? And I'm like, that is a good question.
Yeah, they can't have. They have zero in common.
There's no way. That guy's,
Yeah.
first of all, he's the most boring person ever.
Yeah.
I mean, from what we see, I don't know him
Right.
personally, but I can't imagine at 74 he's like having these riveting 23-year-old conversations.
Yeah. She's like, hey, let's watch whatever reality show she
Yeah.
would watch. Probably like whatever those shows are.
Who knows, man? Let's
But,
go watch the Kardashians. I'm sure Belichick's like,
Dude,
fuck that.
Dude, that Caleb Presley guy. Did you see the one where he was with Tom Brady? Mm-hmm. And he asked,
Yeah.
he asked Tom Brady's like, if she needed help to rent a car, would you help her?
Yeah.
Because she's not 25, bro. He was like, Tom Brady just starts laughing. Dude.
Yeah. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
That's a very, very large age difference. And it's just, there's no God.
Well, and-
there's no fucking way that 23, 24, however old she is, she's 23 or 24, I can't remember. There's no fucking way that she is attracted to that guy. There's no way.
Well, and that's the Mark Davis thing and his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
She said she didn't know he owned a football team. Like, yeah, right, bitch.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you fell in love with that goofy looking
Yeah, you fell in love with
bastard?
his bowl cut motherfucker. It looks like goddamn Carrie from Dumb and Dumber with his haircut.
Yeah, there's no shot. You knew exactly.
Yeah. Dude, there's just no way. I mean, I'm sorry. They could say it all day long, and I'm sure she's loving the money.
That's what Anna Nicole Smith said too about her. They wheeled his ass into the strip club and she said, "Oh yeah, you're attracted to that."
Yeah.
80, he was 80 by the way, and she was 20 something.
He's on O2 tanks over here, and she's like, God, I'm set for life.
Oh my god, that's so hot.
Yeah.
You fell in love with his personality. The guy can barely move.
Yeah, that's. I mean, look, if you're that age too, if you're an older guy, I get it because you're like younger. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, and you know
That's a little weird. 50 years.
Yeah,
That's a little strange.
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. But
I guess
It's legal and they're adults, man. So
Yeah,
whatever.
If he can still fucking get rock hard, good.
Well, he
good for
may have
him.
to have some assistance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
no.
I mean, it is what it is.
Blue Chew, baby.
Yeah, there's a reason. Hey, sponsor us, please.
Yeah, I'll
We'll
take
use
it.
your product.
Yeah, I'll fucking eat those pills.
I'll blue chew it up till this bad boy's rock hard.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, there you go. Okay. I ran across a list too that I wanted to go through real quick. It's just something that popped up on my feed somewhere. I can't even remember where. But it came out this week. This is from metaladdicts.com. The top 10 greatest heavy metal albums of all time, bro. Of all time.
Where did this come from?
Metaladdicts.com.
It might be accurate then. If you said Rolling Stone, I was like, I'm
Yeah,
not,
no.
I'm not going to listen to this.
No, because I
list.
would look at that and be like, no, I'm sorry, but Taylor Swift's not metal.
Right, they'd throw somebody in there.
Yeah.
At number one, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, this is probably legit. All right, so top 10, it goes from 10 to 1, of course. This is just real quick. I'm going to Leaf's thoughts on this as well.
All right.
Number 10, this album came out in 1986, Slayer, Rain and Blood.
Okay.
Now, I'm personally not a massive Slayer fan. I really don't
Me
care,
neither.
but this is definitely their best album.
Yeah, it is. I would agree with that. They put it at the right spot if they're going to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
At 10.
Exactly. Number 9 on this, Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power.
Okay.
So that is, I would say arguably their best album too.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I know a couple others are really good, like Cowboys from Hell, but like this one's definitely probably up there.
Yeah. That
That's
one,
the top.
Yeah, kind of put them on the map, basically. Yeah.
So Pantera at number 9, and again, I unfortunately never got to see Pantera before. I never did. So
I did once. Yep.
Yeah.
They opened up for Black Sabbath. It was crazy.
yeah,
It was the original lineup, by the way.
well, yeah, because that's I guess technically I did see Pantera, but not really. So I don't call this two out of 4 that they got going around now as Pantera. It's just not. I'm sorry. I'm not saying they're doing a bad job. It's just that in my mind, Pantera was Dimebag and Vinny, and without them, doesn't count.
Right.
So Phil Anselmo, I mean, whatever, dude, but it's not the same. Number 8, this album came out in 1970. Title album, Black Sabbath. So that's, I mean, honestly, without them, I don't know if any of these other bands are around.
Yeah, that's kind of the first, like, big kind of what you would call heavy metal type.
And Iommi's,
and a lot of
that guitar tone from Iommi,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, a lot of guitar players grew up listening to Black Sabbath, and that was like a big influence in their life, and that's why they went to write heavy music is because of Black Sabbath. So yeah, that makes
Exactly.
sense.
I mean, it was dark, doom,
Yeah,
like Ozzy's vocals, you know?
yeah,
I loved it. Number 7, Motorhead, Ace of Spades. I'm all about that, bro. Because look, Lemmy is God, bro.
yeah.
And
That's another one that everybody looks up to in the heavy metal music genre.
1,000,000,000%, bro. And like, it's an iconic album. It's an iconic track too. I mean, that song it's just perfect, dude. And Lemmy, you want to talk about fucking balls to the walls all the way until you die? That's exactly what the man did.
Yeah, he did.
He did not care.
No.
He drank his nuts off and he banged a ton of chicks, just constant.
He was the epitome of I'm here for a good time, not a long time, and that's kind of what happened.
And shockingly, he lasted a long time.
He actually did, yeah.
Yeah, but he was still drinking. I think, but
Yeah,
I know he was having a hard time on stage when he was close to the end. He was still trying to perform. That's crazy.
yeah.
Went out on his terms. Put it that way.
That's the way you got to do it.
Yeah. Number 6, Metallica, Master of Puppets. Number 6.
That's up there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be higher, though.
Yeah,
And that album came out in 86. Arguably their best album that they put out. I know a lot of people will argue on that one.
yeah.
To me, it's the most complete album they ever wrote. Ever.
Yeah, to this day, it's still my favorite album of theirs. So.
Yeah, I agree. It is because it's the most complete in my opinion. There's not a bad song on the album. It's like they had been together with their original. I'll put that in air quotes because they had a couple different guitarists before that, as well as another bass player. This is their core lineup, though. When you think of Metallica in the earlys, this is like their second album together or whatever. So, and I read I have this Master of Puppets book, Metallica, that goes through their whole leading up to recording the album and then going out on tour on it, and it gives you a lot of insights on it. And they all basically said, like, yeah, this album was whenever we were fully in creative mode and all together. And you can tell, I mean, they wrote fucking Master of Puppets. I mean, the song's still iconic.
Yeah, it's great.
So, like I said, there's not, in my opinion, not one bad song on that album. That's their most complete album, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, and it should be up there. It should be in the top 5.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good bands, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a lot of stuff that I think, like, if they put Motorhead or Black Sabbath ahead of them, I'll be like, okay. They influenced them, so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Number 5, this is definitely up here for sure for me, too. Judas Priest, British Steel.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking the Law. Breaking the Law.
Yeah,
Living After Midnight. That's those 2 songs on that album. Look, Judas Priest is amazing. Still, even to this day. I went and saw them 4 or 5 years ago or whatever it is now, and they were fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one of those big influential type bands that came out.
Yeah, and they got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
finally.
A couple years ago, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We were like, Jesus, how are they not in?
Yeah.
So they're in now. But yeah, Judas Priest, that's a great fucking album, too. I still listen to these songs, by the way, when I'm driving sometimes. Number 4, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, Iron Maiden was a big one, too. Yeah.
Number of the Beast, that's why you got Hallowed Be Thy Name on that album. You got Run to the Hills on that album. Just iconic, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a huge song, dude.
Yeah. Hallowed Be Thy Name is amazing, too.
Yeah.
Legendary fucking songs. And like, Iron Maiden's always been like this just badass band with some fucking amazing riffs and just awesome harmonies and shit. And Bruce Dickinson's vocals, I mean, yeah, they're just top notch, bro. Number 3, this is where I kind of got a little bit of a problem with this list. This guy could just be a fan. I don't know. No, he's got Megadeth, Rust in Peace, at number 3. Look, I'm not saying it's a bad album. It's a great album.
It's not number 3.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not ahead of Master of Puppets. It shouldn't be.
No.
That's my opinion.
I agreed 100%.
Yeah.
Now, this is definitely Megadeth's best album. I mean, you got Hangar 18, Holy Wars on that one. I mean, obviously, they were in a very good headspace when they wrote this album.
Yeah.
Mustaine, obviously, wrote pretty much everything. He'll take the credit for all of it. And he'll tell you nobody else did anything.
Yeah, even if they did.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, those are my song credits.
Yeah.
Get back. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 2, this one surprised me a little bit. This guy has number 2. This guy has Metallica's Ride the Lightning at number 2.
Oh, wow.
He's got 2 Metallica albums in the top 10.
Yeah.
Now, I love Ride the Lightning. I think these are just backwards.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, you need to flip those 2.
Yeah.
And then that'd be good. But
His reasoning for putting Ride the Lightning in at number 2 ahead of Master Puppets is because it was before Puppets. And it's whenever they kind of evolved into a better band overall, because they wrote like Fade to Black and like Fight Fire with Fire. So they like kind of, Fade to Black was like, whoa, there's like not all just fucking distorted guitars going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. That makes sense too. But I mean, I don't know. I still don't put it ahead of Puppets. I mean, it's a great album, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
And, yeah, I mean, Creeping Death.
Yeah.
And fucking, even Ride the Lightning, the title track is amazing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, like you said, Puppets is the more complete.
Well, this is like,
they were kind of like,
that's just like I was talking about. They were like together for a long time, and then they like defined their sound, and it all came together on Puppets.
yeah.
Because there's a song on Ride the Lightning called Escape, and it's not the best written song.
Yeah.
They hate it, actually. Hetfield never wants to play it because he's like, it's a terrible song. So,
And I'll never forget the night we're at a drive-through and a friend is driving us through the thing and Trapped Under Ice comes on.
oh, Jesus. We annoyed the living fuck out of that person.
Almost made her turn around. And I'm like, no, get us our food. And then, Trapped Under Ice. I just kept yelling that.
Just random.
Just randomly. And she was like, oh, my God, stop it.
Just hammered, bro.
I was so drunk, yeah. Thank God she was there to drive us because
Yeah, we were like,
we would have never got Whataburger that night.
no, we
that's for sure.
never would have. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I know you listen.
Yeah, no, she's.
No, I know. I know you do not.
Yeah, but that's. I'm gonna clip it and send it.
Yeah,
to
do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So yeah, that's the reasoning behind it. Was like, hey, it was just kind of their before Puppets, and like I said, Fade to Black. Which when they released that album and Fade to Black, they got a lot of shit for that.
Yeah,
because they were like, this fucking sellouts, pussies. You're not going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And that was all Cliff, really, kind of like, hey, like this is. I mean, he brought the songwriting, really.
Yeah, he did.
So. Not like that guy didn't like to go fast. If you've ever seen any live videos of that crazy bastard.
Right.
That's exactly what I would do with a time machine. I would go back to 1986 and watch them open up for Ozzy 3 or 4 times and just stand right in front of Cliff.
Yeah.
And just be like, holy shit, what an experience.
Those are insane videos, by the way.
Yeah. And then number 1 on this list, it's totally makes sense to me. You got Black Sabbath, Paranoid's album, bro. 1970. Again, Black Sabbath with a couple up there. Totally fine with that. I mean, they're the original heavy metal, in my opinion.
Yeah, they were the kind of the first ones that introduced those real heavy type riffs and
I mean, I love
dark themes and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the Paranoid. This is where you have obviously the song Paranoid and then Iron Man. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, everybody when they first pick up a guitar, that was one of the riffs you learn to play.
Yeah,
one of the first ones. That and Smoke on the Water, basically.
Yeah, dude, it's funny you mentioned that. That was the first thing I learned. Like,
because they're kind of easy to play, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, I mean, those were like they were just like legendary riffs at the time. So.
Yep, and so I have no problem. The only problem that I have with this was I thought the Megadeth was a little too high.
Yeah, it's a little too high. I would have put that.
I don't doubt that it's top 10. I mean, there's some bangers.
I would have put it at 10 or maybe inside the 10, but not above Puppets at all. But.
Well, you can't put Megadeth above Slayer or Metallica, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
Sorry. I know that I'm sure we just got sued by Dave Mustaine right now.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way. We're not live. We're recording this video, but somehow he's listening.
Yeah, somehow he's got that fucking pulse on everything. He's like, somebody's talking about me.
He just called his lawyer, bro.
Yeah.
100%. He's like, sue these people.
I'd love to be sued by Mustaine.
Oh, yeah.
That'd put us on the map.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, though.
Anyway.
But I do love Megadeth. It's not like I don't like Megadeth.
No, it's a great song. Dave Mustaine's a great musician, great songwriter, but
his ego is so bad.
Yeah, that's what turns me off for him as a person. I listen to his music all day, but like I just hate seeing interviews of him because he'll find any way to go toward either Metallica or anybody else that's fucked him over or
they're like, hey, this is a brand new Dave Mustaine like ESP custom guitar. We want to talk to you about that. And he's like, I built this and everything with ESP. And he's like, it's funny. James Hetfield stole this design. I'm like, oh, nobody fucking said anything about it. He'll just mean by the way, did you know on Kill 'Em All they stole my writing credits? And I'm like, this interview just took a turn.
Yeah, do you remember when they released Ride the Line? A lot of those songs are mine.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, dude, we get it.
We were talking about your guitar strings and your new guitar from nothing to do with Metallica.
Yeah. What about this custom amp? Well, Hetfield's amp is...
It's basically a rip-off. He ripped mine off. I wrote heavy metal. It
wouldn't sound like he does without me. Yeah. And you're like, Jesus, Dave.
Yeah, and if you ask Dave Mustaine, he's like, I actually invented heavy metal. He says that, bro. I'm like, all right, bro.
It's wild, bro.
Yeah. He's. I'm like, dude, why don't you just let that shit go and be happy? You're a millionaire.
Just play music, bro, and be happy that you still get
you're fucking struggling over there, brother.
It ain't nothing we trust. That's a banger, by the way.
That is a good song. Yeah. Oh, man, that's funny. But not a bad list. I got to say, this guy did a pretty good job.
That was solid. Yeah, there's a couple of things that I would move, but that not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I was totally fine with it.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a good little thing.
Not like an REM album in there somewhere.
Oh,
You're like, what?
Dear God. I'd be like, okay, you lost all credibility with me.
Yeah, I'm already done with this list.
Yeah. Okay. Just a real quick RIP, kind of RIP. It doesn't mean it's RIP, but man, unfortunately, and I got to tell you, it's been a long time since I even went to one, but Hooters, the restaurant chain Hooters, is preparing to file for bankruptcy, bro.
Yeah, they closed like a bunch of fucking restaurants last year.
Yeah.
I know that, and so it was headed this way, sadly.
Chapter 11, protection. Now, people think that this means they're going out like a business or whatnot. That doesn't necessarily mean that. They could be pivoting their strategy.
Right.
But it hasn't been the same since, like, when I was a kid, I begged my uncle to always take me to Hooters.
Yeah.
Because I was a kid and I was going through puberty and I was like, I want to see boobs.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck the wings.
Right.
But yeah, so if you've gone though lately to a Hooters, I mean, I think the last one I went to was that one down in downtown Dallas before a Stars game, which by the way, that one burned down. So it's not even open anymore.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one in the world.
Well, isn't that where? Well, we went down there for
A bunch of times. I've been down there a bunch of times.
Yeah, well, I think the last time I remember going down there was when we went to that Jim Brewer show and we drank and we left our cards there.
Yeah.
And we had to fucking go all the way back.
Oh no, we left our cards at House of Blues and then we had to stay at Hooters the whole day.
Oh,
until
that's
they
what it was.
opened up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We left them at House of Blues and so we went over to Hooters because they didn't open till like fucking 11.
Yeah.
And we got there like 8.
Well, we got there first thing in the morning because we were like, hey, we want to get our cards. And they're like, oh, nobody's going to be there till like noon or something. I'm like, fuck.
And luckily Hooters was open.
Hooters was open, so we just started. I was like, I guess we're day drinking.
Yeah. Because then we went to the poker tournament after that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, we told the lady, too, the Hooters waitress, we were like, hey, we don't have any money, basically, right now, but we're going to drink and eat on you, and then we're going to tip you fat when we get our cards back.
Yeah.
And we did.
And she was cool with it, yeah.
Yeah, we took care of her.
Because it was like literally right across the street or something like that.
It wouldn't have been. I had a credit card if I had to do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it.
But that's the last. That was years ago, dude.
Yeah, that
but
was
I
a
mean,
long
and
time
I haven't been in one in forever. The last few times I have been in one, the quality has definitely gone downhill.
Yeah. So it's not the reason why this is happening too is the fact that like there's not enough business basically.
Yeah.
Obviously, if this place was booming, but there's been some, I don't know, man. It just kind of went downhill with. I thought the food was always good. It's
Yeah, it
never
wasn't
really
bad,
bad
you
food.
know.
It's just like I didn't really. I don't know what I can't pinpoint it, but just go to one and then you'll be like, I can see why this is closing.
Yeah.
Or bankrupting because I mean the hiring of the waitresses is let's just put it this way, the standards, they haven't really kept them up to date.
Right.
With the old school.
And we get it, ladies. Like everybody's beautiful, right? But come on,
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not everybody's beautiful.
No, I mean not everybody's made to work at Hooters.
Look, you're not going to see me on the stage at Chippendales. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't. I don't have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I remember in the early 20s, man, when I was in Denton, there was one over there in Denton. I think it's still going, probably hanging by a thread. Who knows? But that one was banging, dude. Every time I'd go in there, they're all hot and
yeah,
beer was nice and cold, which is probably still is. But,
mm-hmm.
but yeah, it was always packed too. But I remember going a few years ago, stopped by there. I think I was coming home from work on a Friday once. And I was driving. It was when I was working in Addison, so I drove right past it. And I was like, I'm gonna stop there and get some wings and a beer for old time's sake. And I go in there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here?
Hooters over there?
Yeah. So yeah.
Here's the other thing too is like when I've gone to Hooters recently, like as recent, I think when I say recently, I say maybe last year before a Stars game, before that one burned down. That might have been it.
Yeah.
I think that's right because me and Aubrey went. Yeah. Because that's kind of our spot to go to before the games.
Yeah,
we always do.
Yeah, when we would go to Stars games, we'd always go there.
Yeah,
like before.
Because the biggest Hooters in the world, it's West End, used to be a fucking banging area. Now it's trash.
Yeah, it's garbage now.
But that's still like the famous Hooters of like this is where you go before the Stars game. You eat, you drink, you have fun, and then you go to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we went last year. The other thing too is the service is garbage.
Yeah.
Like it took forever for that chick to come over there. It took forever to get us our food and beers. Man, I was like, dude, this place fucking sucks now.
Yeah.
And then it burned down like a month later, and I was like, well, I'm not surprised. And now I'm not surprised to see that they're filing for bankruptcy. All this means is basically they're going to attempt to negotiate with creditors to restructure and hopefully emerge with a more financially sustainable model.
Yeah.
I got news for you, Hooters. A more sustainable model is to get good people to run your restaurant, make sure the service is awesome, and then hire chicks with huge knockers.
Mm-hmm.
They're called Hooters for a reason.
Hot chicks that are nice to the people there, and they don't make them wait fucking 30 minutes for a beer.
Compensate them fairly.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Because, I mean, your NASCAR just won the Texas race last year. If anybody was going to win that race, wasn't my driver, obviously, but I was happy to see the Hooters car getting victory lane.
Right. Some sponsors you like to see across that finish line first.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's driving the car.
Exactly.
But
no, that's it. Seriously.
Yeah.
Hire good people to get you going and have great service and hire great looking waitresses and pay them fairly so they do a good job.
Yeah, I think the whole tipping situation needs to go away. Don't let waitresses rely on tips anymore because nobody tips worth a fuck anymore. I mean, I do sometimes still, but like
I do.
I mean,
I've done that
but,
job. It sucks.
That's all you hear about is people bitching about people that are not tipping, but that's not a reason for you to go in there and treat them like shit.
Well,
and
you got to give good service, bro.
Well, yeah, that's what I tip on. Based on
exactly.
If you don't fucking come check on my table more than a few times,
You used to go in a place like this, and they would take care of you, get you your shit immediately, and then they would sit down and talk to you for like a couple minutes.
yeah, they
And
took
you're
time.
like, oh, hell yeah. I like this chick because she actually took time to come chat with me and let us look at her Hooters.
Yeah,
Duh.
they
I mean, that's the thing.
They know why they work there.
Yeah,
all right?
exactly. So we'll
But
see, man.
you
We'll see if
still-
they emerge out of this.
Yeah, you got to pay them better, and then if they do get tips, that's even better. So that's great. And but yeah, that's been the issue that I've seen the last few times I've been in.
Shitty service.
Yeah.
And just like really not great hires, in my opinion.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a recipe for what you're ending up with here.
Yeah.
And let's see if they come out of it with another. It would be weird if we never had Hooters ever again. It would be. Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Their food is good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're great.
So, I'm not there for the food, though, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, beer and you want to see some. It's kind of like why you go to Twin Peaks.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that beer and then
That one over by me is not going to be open much longer either.
You know, yeah, it's pretty dead, dude.
Yeah,
like
every time I've gone in there, I'm like, man, there's not a lot of people in here.
Yeah, it was like a Sunday afternoon. We were waiting out the Daytona 500 last week. It was like a 2 or 3 hour fucking delay.
On a holiday weekend.
On a holiday weekend, we go over there. It's like 2 p.m. or something, 3 p.m.
Yeah,
in the afternoon on a Sunday, and everybody's off the next day. There's 5 of us sitting at the bar, maybe.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the restaurant's pretty empty. There's obviously there's some tables there, and people were sitting at them, but it was
Not many.
It was fucking dead. It should have been packed at that point.
Yeah.
Day drinking on a Sunday on a holiday weekend is like that's what we live for as Americans.
Yeah.
So why were not people
Exactly.
there? So yeah, I could see why that might not last long over there.
I don't think so. And again, it just goes to the service. I mean, when we were sitting at the bar, it wasn't busy. We didn't get great service at all.
Yeah.
Remember? We were sitting there for a minute. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not like you're busy over here.
Right, yeah.
like,
Like I
what
said, there's 5 of us at the bar. I mean,
Yeah.
if 2 of y'all can't handle 5 people, there's something wrong.
Yeah. 5 of us at a bar that fits 25 people at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were just sitting there.
We should have just went to
and
the
I was-
Rowdy Cowboy, bro. I wonder if that's still doing
I know. I should have just been like, fuck it. Let's drive over there.
It is a little bit further, but still.
Yeah, but it would have been better
For better service, yeah, 100%.
and a better view.
Oh, yeah. God,
man.
those girls are crazy hot. They need a
Yeah.
tight ends. They need to replace that Twin Peaks with
I'll
a
be
tight
there
ends.
every day.
Oh, yes. It was like, I'm going to file for bankruptcy.
Yeah. I'll be like, my bank is gone now. I bankrupt everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I'm rooting for you, Hooters. I'd
Yeah,
like to
man.
see you stick around.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
always a
come
good
on.
place to go.
Get better, and then I'll come back.
Same. Okay. Let's jump over to sports. Got a few things here before we get out of here. I just want to mention real quick, Leaf. I know you watched it last week, but the NBA All-Star Game was last week. And tell me how was your
I
experience?
was glued to the TV, bro. I couldn't change the channel.
I just want to mention real quick that was the second least watched ever NBA All-Star Game. Ratings are down 13%.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me. I know. Didn't they try to get Caitlin Clark to come on to do like a 3-point contest just because they knew it was going to be bad?
I don't know, but the All-Star Game, this apparently was a new tournament-style format.
Oh, Lord. What are you doing?
13% ratings drop. Second least watched NBA All-Star Game ever. Yeah, there's nothing that could me. If there's a really good little bar chart here. If you look in the early 2000s, they were averaging 13 million people watching, and that has ever since then has done nothing but decline, and seriously bad. There's 4.7 was the average this year. It's down so much, dude. And the commissioner should be fired for this type of shit, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's ass. The product is ass, anyways. The game is ass. We've talked about it. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just pathetically bad. Nobody cares to watch any of this shit, bro. Because your product shit. That's why. And you shove politics into it too. That's the other reason why.
That's gonna get people to change the channel real quick.
Yeah, and you're face of the league, LeBron. It's terrible, dude. It's trash.
It's time for him to retire, bro. He's like 42 or something. Get off the
I
fucking
think he's
floor.
40. Yeah. But yeah, nobody watched. But yeah, you're right. They originally were trying to do a shootout with like Klay Thompson and Caitlin Clark. but she declined.
Yeah, because she said, I'm not an NBA player or something. I'm going to stick with the WNBA. And
Yeah.
it makes sense because,
Yep.
I mean, it was going to be it was clearly a fucking,
Or they're just trying to get people to watch.
yeah, it was like what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Publicity stunt
Yeah.
to get her to come on and have people tune in because she's the biggest women's player right now.
Yeah, so the NBA averaged on Saturday night, and this will tie into the next thing I was going to talk about. On Saturday night, there's that's like the all-star like skills competition. It averaged 3.4 million, and that's the least watched ever for the skills competition in history.
Nice.
And so it's garbage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now on Saturday night, the reason why it was one of the lowest is because the NHL was doing their Four Nations Face-Off tournament, which took place of their All-Star break.
Yeah.
And that was on Saturday night. That same Saturday, USA and Canada played each other.
Yeah.
Not the championship game, the one before that, where the USA won.
Yeah.
And they drew more people watching that over the NBA, which if you did, you made the right decision because those hockey games were fantastic.
Yeah.
Which leads me into the NHL's version. This is the sport that's doing it right. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that Four Nations tournament, that's the first time they've ever done this. It took place at the All-Star game, and it was fucking awesome. I would say keep it, but expand it a little bit to include some more countries.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday was the championship game, which was United States versus Canada. And it was 16.1 million viewers in North America, which is massive for the hockey, dude.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for us, the United States lost. I watched the entire game. It was so good, dude. That was one of the best hockey games I ever watched. And, unfortunately, Canada won because somebody, I can't remember who exactly, but somebody, they went to overtime. And I was like, of course. And it's the same thing as, like, playoff hockey where it's, like, sudden death overtime. There's no shootout or anything. It's, like, first person score wins until they score.
Yeah.
But somebody on the U.S. was like, leave Connor McDavid wide open in front of the net. And I was like, yeah. Gonna bury that more times than not.
Right.
So, but it was a great tournament. Though the NHL has figured it out, and they grew the sport. That's how you grow the game. The NBA's got a lot of work to do, dude. And I'll be honest, Dan, I am not planning on watching the NBA ever again.
Yeah, I'm not either.
We already went through this when the Mavericks traded Luka. I was like, I got no reason to watch now. I'm out.
Yeah. It makes no sense. That's a dying sport, man, which is kind of crazy, but
I know why. I mean, I went through those lists right there. Like the game, the way the game's played now, foul on everything. Like, shoot 35,000 threes every game. Like, it's not what it used to be. And so they got to get back to that if they want people to come back and watch.
yeah.
I mean, and you had such good players in the 90s, bro. Like, fucking, bro, Michael Jordan would play if he had some sort of, my hamstring. He didn't care. He played.
Yeah.
He played through it. These guys now are like, I got to take fucking 6 weeks off.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan didn't take time off for that sort of stuff, man. He was there to play, dude. People paid money because they wanted to watch the best play. Then you have these other guys taking, he's got a game off for rest. It's like, that's bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
You're getting paid so much fucking money to play this sport, dude. By the way, you're playing a game and you're making $100-200 million. Come on, man. And that's just the difference right there. 100%, dude. That's exactly what it is. So
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. It's gotten so bad.
yeah. I can't do it, dude. I can't watch that fucking game anymore, dude. Those guys are such giant bitches now, dude. It's kind of the same with baseball too.
Yeah, today's athlete. It's just today's athlete, I think, overall.
Not hockey.
Yeah, not hockey. And those guys are tough, and you have to be.
Yeah.
And but yeah, basketball for sure. Baseball is that way a lot. Football still got a little toughness in them, but you can still the whole protecting the quarterback thing is kind of
they're kind of turning that into a goddamn flag football.
Yeah, so it's like, come on, man. Like these guys in the 80s and 90s, they're breaking fucking joints and shit and staying in and just like wrap it up and come back out there.
Yeah. No, 100%, dude. They did. Now they have CTE, but
yeah,
I mean that's gonna happen. Yeah, you're playing the sport, bro. You're at the risk right there.
That's what you sign up for. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why you're getting millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah. I mean, your family will be taken care of.
Yeah,
at least.
for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I just I can't stand the NBA at all, dude. Like, it's bad. Like, I hate it, actually. I hate it.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm rooting for, dude, is for Luka to win. But I'm not going to watch. So,
Yeah.
that's it. I'll just be like, hey, cool. He scored 40 points. Great. I don't care. Plays for the Lakers now, of all teams, for God's sakes. So, yeah, there you go. If you're out there, I wanted to ask you, too, what's the best All-Star game, do you think? Or like, way to do an All-Star game? Like, obviously, we can say the NBA is not the way.
No. Oh, man.
I mean, I have my answer.
Baseball's probably the best one right now.
You can't fake it.
Yeah.
Those guys are still out there throwing 100 miles an hour,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's probably the best one. And like the home run derby's fun. The little celebrity softball game that they have. Well, yeah, they need to go back to just normal ass.
The home run derbies, the format blows now, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, just go back to the outs, please.
Yeah, if they went back to the outs, that would be a lot better.
I don't like this time shit.
And the celebrity little softball game's kind of fun to watch sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like the day before all of it happens or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, nothing else is as good as that. Like the fucking Pro Bowl shit is stupid now.
Nobody watches that either.
It's a flag football game now, which is
Nobody watches that shit either.
no.
Or the skills.
Yeah, and the I remember I used to like watching the NHL All-Star thing. They used to have some pretty cool events like
The skills
the
competition.
slap shot thing, the fastest slap shot, and
Fastest skater.
fastest skater, and then the whole like accuracy thing where they're hitting those targets or whatever. That was kind of cool. But
NHL is up there.
I do like this now that if they're doing like a little tournament of the country thing, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to do it every year,
Yeah.
but whatever they did, or the idea, whoever made this idea, was a home run on that because it was awesome. And, you know, it's funny because people are like, what the fuck? It doesn't even mean anything. Bullshit. Talk to the players.
Right.
They were ready to go fucking crazy. They wanted to win, bro.
Right.
So they wanted it. Believe me. But yeah, I would say baseball.
Yeah.
As far as the game goes,
Right.
you can't fake a baseball game.
No.
And that's Pete Rose, bro.
Yeah.
That guy's still fucking barreled over catchers in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Okay. Now, speaking of baseball, though, real quick, we are in spring training, full on, 100%. Spring training games have started, bro. The Rangers have played, I believe, at this moment, 2. I think today is number 3 for them.
Mhm.
Obviously, this is the first games going on, so it's just pitchers just getting their work in, trying to get ready for you're just trying to get ready for this season. Hitters just getting some live pitching off of real pitching, you know, and just getting your timing right, getting yourself ready for opening day.
Right.
That's what it's all about. Now, again, I did mention this, I think, last week or the week before. I can't remember. We both did. If you've watched any spring training games or whatever, they're test running this automatic ball strike challenge system, which means basically a pitcher, a catcher, or the hitter can challenge a call behind the plate. The umpire will still make the call, but if it's a bad call and they're like, oh, hell no, they tap their head, it goes through the automatic thing, which is what you see on the screen. Had forever, the damn square.
Right.
Which is crazy that we're just now to this point in spring training. This is not going to be in the season. It will be, I guarantee you, probably next year.
Probably.
So yeah, that's what it is. You get 2 challenges, I believe. So it's not like everybody can be like, oh yeah. So they're trying it out. I've seen it a couple times already in a couple games, and they're successful. You know, the umpire calls it a strike or whatever, and the hitter says no, and then it's a ball. We need it, bro. The whole process of this, by the way, when he throws the ball and it catches it, if you challenge, about 15 seconds. That's all it takes.
Okay.
It's not long at all.
Yeah, it doesn't add any extra time really.
No, and they got to announce it to the crowd because otherwise, if you're in the stadium, you'll be like, what the fuck, the count just changed. What's going on?
Yeah.
You got to announce it. So there's going to be like a graphic on the screen pop up with a graphic of the thing and be like, there it is. And then the umpire comes on his thing. He's like, the previous thing is a ball now. So the count's now 1. And he gives you the count and then you go. You got to do that. And they have to do this to get it right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, teams start each game with 2 challenges. If a challenge is correct, meaning the system overturns an umpire's call, the team is allowed to keep that challenge to use again. If a challenge is incorrect and the umpire's call stands, the team loses that challenge. So, in other words, if you've made 2 unsuccessful challenges, you're not going to be able to challenge any more pitches for the rest of the game.
Okay.
So, not like You have 30 challenges. Like everybody's challenging everything. Obviously, if you're thinking about this in managerial terms, if I'm a manager, I'm saving towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or in a big situation, like if you have runners or bases loaded and you think it was a shit call.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I will say when it does come to games in regular season, and it is say like bases loaded or something like that, and it's like 3-2 count or something, and then like the pitcher throws it and the umpire's like, and people are going to go nuts, and then the hitter can like challenge it. So you're going to have to pay attention a little bit more once this comes up. So but yeah, I'm excited about it. I got to be honest, because we've longed for this, bro, because of these asshole umpires making the worst goddamn calls on earth.
Yeah, because you've seen it year after year, some really bad calls, and some of them happen in the postseason. That should not happen, because that's you're ending somebody's season on a terrible fucking call. It shouldn't happen.
Exactly. So yeah, you're gonna have to learn how to strategize this too. By the way, Terry Francona, who's now the Cincinnati Reds manager, he's like, yeah, we're not even using it. He said we're not even using it. He's like, we can't even use it in the regular season. We're not practicing it at all. I'm like, okay, Terry.
All right.
Well, you probably need to get used to it, brother.
Yeah, it's coming. It's probably coming for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it needs to. Let's get the calls right, guys.
Yeah.
Especially in big moments. Okay. Now, speaking of the Ranger, I did mention that they're playing like game number 3 of spring training today. I obviously just want to mention we kind of went through the lineup already of what we expect to be the opening day lineup. Now, this is the question I have to you. We do this every year. Question for Leaf. Your Texas Rangers coming into opening day completely 100% fully healthy. Nobody's hurt. Jacob deGrom's your opening day starter. He's fully healthy, ready to go. Nobody's out. Because last year, we started off with some rocky shit.
Yeah.
Give me your 2025 record prediction. How many wins for your 2025 Texas Rangers after having a bad 2024 and winning 78 games?
Yeah, so bad.
2023, for example, when they were fully healthy and everything, obviously they lost to Grom pretty quick. They won 90 games that year, though.
Yeah. Oh man, this is tough because you just don't know what's going to happen. So
I mean, there's a lot of factors, obviously.
Yeah, there is. I'm gonna put it. Oh man, I think the rest of the teams in the division aren't going to be that good. So I think this might be where they can get the division, but I don't think they're going to get 90 wins. Maybe 89 is where I put it.
89?
89.
Okay.
88, 89.
88 to 89.
Yeah.
All right.
And,
All right.
I would want it to be more than that, but
yeah, of course. You're going just kind of safe.
pretty much.
Yeah. I don't
know what our bullpen looks like.
And that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Really, the only question mark, there is a couple, but the big one is the bullpen.
Yeah.
They revamped the bullpen.
I think if this lineup stays healthy, we can hang with teams offensively, and we might not need to just have to count on the bullpen a lot. But if we have to count on the bullpen a lot, it's not. I don't know. I mean, if they come out and they pitch great, I'll be happy. Like in 2023, I didn't expect them to do as good, start out as well as they did.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it was up and down all year. It's going to be that way. But yeah, I would have to. They're going to win like 10 more games, hopefully, if the lineup stays 100% healthy, which it's not always going to be that way. But if we don't like have a major fucking injury, like a guy's out for a season or something, I think we can do all right.
Okay.
So yeah.
I look. Here's the thing. The bullpen is the question mark 1,000% because it is completely revamped and they got a lot of new pieces out there. Obviously, the big question mark is the closing role. We still don't know.
Yeah, we're not sure.
We don't even know who's going to be. But I'm thinking it's going to be Chris Martin. I've always said that. Since we signed him, I'm like, he's done it before. I think Chris Martin is the right answer for that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens out of the. I mean, Bochy's probably figuring that out right now in spring training. So
yeah,
that's what I would think. But it's a question mark because we've never seen the guy.
Yeah,
we have, but it's been a long time, and he's older.
Right.
So, but the one thing I do love that the Rangers did this offseason, number one, they re-signed Evaldi to keep your rotation afloat.
Yeah.
And number two, they addressed the offense in a big way with trading for Jake Berger and trading for signing Jock Peterson. specifically for the DH role.
Yeah.
Because he's got pop, and we had no DH before.
Right.
And so they addressed the offense, which was a problem last year.
It was.
You know, I mean, it's going to be whenever your DH is Travis Jankowski. I mean, that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they did that. I'm glad that they, did move the bullpen pieces around because there were some guys. I wish they would have got Kirby Yates to come back. I know he was expensive, but that would have been nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there is a lot of factors in baseball. It's a very long season. There's going to be injuries. Some of the guys on the rotation are definitely going to go to the injured list. It's going to happen. Some of the guys in the everyday lineup are going to go to the injured list. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's baseball. It's a long fucking season. Having said that, if everybody stays healthy for the most part, there's zero excuses this year. There's no World Series hangover. There's no excuses. Everybody should be coming in fresh. Everybody should be coming in amazing shape. You should be very motivated because now it looks like you're one and done, and you need to prove it wrong. Having said all that, I do believe it's going to be a very good year. I feel good about this season. I feel really good.
Yeah.
I think, give me the number right here for me, 92.
92. Nice.
I'm thinking 92 wins this year. I really think, fingers crossed on this, I really think we're going to get at least 20 starts from DeGrom.
God, that'd be great.
Yeah. And if you do that, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win those games. That guy's a beast. I mean, he just is.
He's the best pitcher in baseball when he's 100% healthy.
Yeah.
Everybody says that.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. Now, I will say this. Here's my fucking, what do they call it? Like a long shot? Or just like, what's a take that you like is crazy take or something?
Oh, like
Hot take?
Yeah, hot take. Yeah.
All right. Hot take. Jacob deGrom wins the Cy Young in 2025.
That's a huge hot take.
That's my hot take,
Yeah.
bro. Hey, man, if he stays healthy, there ain't no reason he shouldn't win it.
Right.
We've never had a Cy Young winner, man. I'm trying to get the Rangers a Cy Young award.
I was going to actually say a little hot take too is Josh Young will be 100% healthy.
Okay.
And he's going to hit at least 30 bombs.
That's a good one.
Because I think he has it in him.
Oh, 100%.
We just haven't seen a whole season from this kid yet. I think this is his year. Hopefully, please don't get hurt, guy. After I said in today's game,
I will say
like,
this.
Oh God!
I will say that I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen him pictures of him batting in spring training so far. He's wearing a wrist guard.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Protect yourself, kid.
Yeah.
Put some bubble wrap.
He doesn't
on it.
wear gloves.
Yeah.
But he's wearing a wrist guard. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
We're tired of seeing your wrist get smashed.
Yeah. So that's my hot take. He is going to be. We're going to get a full season out of the kid, hopefully. And I think if we do, at least like 140, 50 games, he's going to hit 30 bombs easy.
You should.
Yeah.
You should. 100%. He's got it. No doubt.
Yeah.
And the other thing that it mentions too is when the players reported, all of them for full squad workouts, and now they're starting to play. I think I don't know the exact question, but it was something to the effect of what's your goal this year, and that was to Adolis Garcia, and he said 50 home runs. I'm like, fuck.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
No.
Tell me, that'd be great.
His swing, it looks a little different too.
That's
changed
good.
it up.
That's what you like to see because you saw this guy struggle all year last year, and then at least he's making adjustments.
Yeah.
And you'd hope that he recognizes that. He's like, yeah, I had a fucking shit year because he did. And then he's like, okay, we're going to get this right. And I like to hear that. If he's going to be overconfident like that, that's great.
Yeah, 100%. So there you go. There's our predictions. Leaf says 89. Are you going with that? You got to go with one.
I'll go 89.
Okay, 89. I go with 92 for the wins. And I do believe we take the division, by the way.
I think we'll win the division too, even if we do get the 89 wins. Just because I
it's
think
probably
Houston's
doable.
thing is down. I think they're going to be down.
They're coming to an end. They're coming to an end.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm not too worried about Seattle. That's probably the toughest competition we're going to have. But
You're not worried about the Sacramento Athletics or the Angels?
No. No, because Trout's going to go down in like a week.
Yeah, Anthony Rendon's already out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we never had to worry about that guy.
no, never. Never.
No.
I was like, oh, God, we're going to play this guy so much now. The Angels got him. That sucks. And then I'm like, nah, never mind.
No, we're fine.
Yeah. He's only played like 50 games for them every year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. All right. Well, there you go. So we're going to obviously continue to talk about the Rangers as we move through this end part of February into March, and then make our way to opening day. Opening day is about a little over a month away.
Yeah.
It's like 32 days away, actually, is the date.
It'll be here before you know it, baby, and I'm fucking ready.
Exactly. All right, man, let's get out of here. got a couple crazy things. Obviously, I got a dumbass of the week, and I believe you have a crazy story, right?
Yeah, I got a crazy story. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with dumbass of the week.
All right.
Okay. Here you go. A Michigan man drives over 700 miles to set fire to home of man talking with his ex-girlfriend.
Jesus. A little road trip.
Yeah, a little road trip.
All right.
700 miles, over 700 miles. Not just a
Jesus.
little road trip.
No, that's like 9 hours.
That's a long ways, bro. Yeah, a Michigan man has been arrested and charged with 6 counts of attempted homicide after driving over 700 miles and allegedly setting fire to the Pennsylvania home of a man who had been communicating with his ex-girlfriend.
Good Lord.
The alleged arson took place at around 5 a.m., so it was early. Drove all night.
Yeah, I wonder if there was any substances involved in this.
Police and firefighters responded to a report of a dwelling fire. Upon arrival, emergency services located 6 adult residents who had evacuated from the home, some of whom had to jump out of a second-story window to escape the flames.
Good Lord.
Fire engulfed the 2-story single-family dwelling, which resulted in a total loss of the home. 2 dogs died in the fire,
Yikes.
and the 6 adults were transported to nearby hospitals with injuries. Fire and police officials began investigating the cause of the fire and discovered that it appeared to be intentionally set and incendiary in nature. Nearby home surveillance captured a black sedan as it passed the home on the road, stopped at the intersection at 5:01 a.m. A subject exits the vehicle with an object, walks towards the residence. After approximately 15 minutes, the subject appears to run back to his waiting vehicle and depart the area. As the suspect vehicle fled the area, smoke could be seen billowing up from the rear yard of the home, and within 30 seconds, a large explosion was observed, and the house became engulfed in flames.
Good God.
The only lead in the case at the time was a grainy image of a black sedan from like a neighbor's ring camera. During the investigation, detectives utilized township intersection cameras to identify and track the vehicle entering and exiting the township. And let's see here if I can get this guy's name, because this story is actually long as balls. Let's see. The car passed through an intersection, and when he was fleeing, the car passed through an intersection. Automated license plate readers, they do have those out there, everybody. Detectives found that the 2021 black Volkswagen Passat had a Michigan registration. The vehicle came back to a Brian Jones of Rockford, Michigan. So, hey, by the way, if you're going to do this, maybe not use your own car.
Right.
Yeah. Detectives discovered that a 21-year-old male resident had an online relationship with a female who lived in Michigan and was supposed to come to Pennsylvania to meet in person for the first time this week. The ex-boyfriend of the female from Michigan was identified as Harrison Jones of Rockford, Michigan, who lives in the same address as the owner of the car. My bad. He doesn't own the car. There's a trail leading back to his address.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sheriff's office subsequently obtained a search warrant for his residence, seized the actual vehicle itself. They found 4 lock-picking devices, a cell phone, and a computer. Authorities also discovered what happened to be burns on his arms when they made contact with him. So he had some burns on his arm. Obviously, he went there and set fire to this house, drove a car that's registered to his address and the same last name as him. Not exactly the smartest guy in the world when you do something like this. And there's actually a body camera picture of this house on fire, and it's it's blazing.
Jesus.
It's a total loss for a reason. The thing burned down.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, a little bit of a fucking cuckoo bird over there driving over 700 miles to set fire to the home of some guy talking to you, not your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that's weird. And that's what I was going to say, man. It's just not worth it, bro. Like, I don't know if you...
Bro.
Yeah.
Date someone else.
Yeah. There's a ton of girls on apps that you can just move on.
Yeah. Plenty of that around, bro. So this guy, I guess it was Harrison Jones. Harrison Jones is his name. There's a picture of him. He's a young guy. He's an idiot. So you're stupid now. You've been arrested, charged with 6 counts of attempted criminal homicide, arson, and risking catastrophe. God, I don't know why that word's hard for me. I've had 2 Miller Lite extra light beers.
Yeah. He's only had 5% of beer. So.
Yeah, exactly. These
Alcohol.
are actually nice because they're not going to give me just blitzed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
11 plus hours each way, by the way, on the drive.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth it, bro. Yeah, you're about to spend, I don't know, 20 years in prison.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got to admit, I think that's a really, you're gonna spend some time in jail.
Yeah, you're not getting back together now, bro. Let me tell you that.
I think she's staying with a guy in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think now they're gonna buy their own home together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go, man. There's the dumbass of the week for me. I just can't understand why people would, like you said, like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Man, you're that crazy over one person.
Yeah, I mean, I've been heartbroken before, bro, but I've never thought, you know what? I'm gonna drive across 3 or 4 states and burn this guy's fucking house down.
Yeah. I mean,
Never once has that crossed my mind.
I have too, bro. I've never been like, you know what? I'm gonna definitely ruin his home and ruin my life.
Yeah, I don't get it, dude.
No, I don't either.
I mean,
People are crazy, dude. Man,
Yeah.
you just never know, dude. You never know. But I'm definitely not, bro. 11 hours, 700 miles. The dude had to stop for gas like twice. He could have thought about this.
yeah,
He had a long
He had
trip.
so many opportunities to be like, this probably ain't a good idea.
Well, maybe on hour 7 into the road trip, be like, you know what? I think I'm going to turn around.
Right. Maybe I'll just go check out the Liberty Bell and go home.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just here on a sightseeing trip.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
I don't know, dude. Oh, there you go, bro.
All right.
All right, man. Take us home.
All right, here's a kind of a crazy story, and I can't believe. I'm sure this won't be the first time that we'll hear about this. In a scheme that federal authorities are labeling brazen fraud, a North Carolina man allegedly used artificial intelligence to create hundreds of thousands of songs, then continuously stream them using bot accounts to generate unlawful royalty payments totaling more than $10 million.
That's pretty fucking nuts.
Michael Smith, who is 52 years old and a musician himself, was arrested on Wednesday, according to the United States Attorney's Office, and charged with 3 crimes. Law enforcement officials call the case the first of its kind involving artificially inflated music streaming. Yeah, so I mean, I guess I could see why you see, because I was thinking, I was like, people create music all the time that's not like real generated music. You know,
Yeah.
like these DJs, that's
Right.
not real fucking music. But I was wondering where this is coming from. But if he's creating fake accounts to inflate the streaming, I get that. But yeah, the defendant's alleged scheme played upon the integrity of the music industry by concerting attempt to circumvent the streaming platform's policy. The FBI remains dedicated to plucking out those who manipulate advanced technology to receive illicit profits and infringe on the genuine artistic talents of others. So he was creating the music, and he wasn't like using other people's music, obviously, because he wouldn't have got paid. But but yeah, the statement announced the unsealing of the incident against Smith, who lives in the Charlotte area. Alleges that between 2017 and this year, I think this is back in 24, a couple months ago.
Okay.
Smith fraudulently inflated music streams on services such as Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. So yeah, I mean, he was so he created a bunch of songs using AI, and then he just created a bunch of different accounts, I guess on different devices. I don't know how you would do it, and just had those accounts listen to the songs over and over and
To make $10 million.
$10 million. And well, I wonder why people like didn't know what these songs were, because if they're getting streamed that much, then you're getting put on the map. They're like,
Yeah.
man, somebody streamed the shit out of the song. It's probably good, and then other people are checking it out. But I don't know.
Dude,
if
you got to fucking stream that a lot to make that. Because we know streaming people gets, the
Yeah,
bigger artists don't make anything.
you don't make dick on
Yeah.
like if you get 1 million streams on a song, that's usually like 50 grand. And
So-
then, but that's the total amount, and then you got to pay like if there's more songwriters, and then
Right.
you got to pay like other stuff, and
And sometimes
just
like,
depends on
and-
what deal you have with your fucking record company.
I was going to
what
say,
comes
and the
out to.
label takes probably
Yeah.
most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
So what's he going to get in trouble? So what's he getting charged with?
Yeah, let me see.
That's a lot of money. $10 million.
Yeah.
That ain't like chump change over there.
No,
That's a genius thing.
he got 10 million streaming royalties.
That's a genius, by the way.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to see the end of it. This is definitely going to happen again. With technology the way it is, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, the indictment says the correspondence shows that the average royalty per stream was half of 1 cent.
Okay. So he didn't get $10 million. It was 10 million streams.
Yeah. Or no. He got $10 million.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you said. I'm
Worth of royalties. So
that is,
yeah.
dude, that must have been running
So
24/7.
Yeah. So he was his made daily royalties of $3,307.
Man, that's a good fucking. That's a
He
good
was
day.
making $99,000 a month.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So yeah, he was doing all right.
How long did this take for them to realize?
Yeah. Well, 2017 until this day of this was released.
Oh
or when
my
he was
God!
arrested.
So
it
it's
took him 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Man, he should have got out whenever he could, bro.
Yeah. Smith is being charged with wire fraud conspiracy, wire fraud, and money laundering conspiracy. Each count carries a maximum of 20 years in prison.
He probably won't do that.
Nah, he's gonna get this being a first. He might serve some time, but it ain't gonna be fucking crazy long.
It ain't like he didn't steal money from other people. He just kind of worked the system.
Yeah. He just
I mean,
that's the way you do it. I mean, what is it? Is it illegal for me to like get on my thing and just when I go to bed and I turn it down and
your
just
account.
repeat it and just go to sleep? Like, is that gonna?
No, it's your account.
So I wonder how. I mean,
It's the fake account things, and he was like obviously set up some sort of algorithm that was
Yeah.
constantly.
yeah.
I mean, you know how hard it is to get money off streaming. So he was doing it with that had to be a ton of accounts, and then
Yeah.
just the algorithm was just pumping.
yeah.
So genius,
yeah.
obviously, but
very
yeah,
smart.
I mean, you're
Like I
gonna get
said,
caught.
this won't be the last story we hear. 'Cause
Hell no,
with
it's
AI
not.
and shit like this. I was surprised it's the
Yeah.
first time we heard about it.
True, and
So
streaming services owning rights and paying out for it won't be the last. I'm surprised. It wouldn't surprise me if people are doing it with YouTube videos. I know for a fact that streamers out there use view botting, so it looks like they have like 5,000 viewers and they only have like 3.
right.
So
Yeah. So yeah, this is something that it's going to be impossible to stop. But
Yeah.
I guess when you make this fucking much money in like 5-6 year period, that's going to get noticed.
yeah.
Because they're like, we've never heard.
Well,
of
I'm surprised he got out of it that much. I mean, somebody getting $100,000 a month, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That didn't flag the system.
Right.
Jesus. Jeez, there you go.
Wow.
All right, man. Well, let's get the hell out of here. We're going to watch this old NASCAR race the rest of the day. Enjoy your rest of your Sunday out. Well, I mean, we're not live, so I don't know why I said that. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever you're listening. We appreciate it. We are going to release this, though, out on YouTube, by the way. The video, it'll be out there at the same time as audio. So Tuesday morning, that's what I'll do. Trying to get better doing that every week, by the way.
Hell yeah.
In case you want to watch us, because we're out there on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Eskimo Brothers Podcast. Go out there, hit subscribe for us, please, on that. That is totally free to do. You can watch our videos when we post them out there and help us out. And then we'll obviously try to do some more live stuff at some point. We did opening day last year. That might be something again.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see, because I think opening day is an afternoon, actually. So that might be the only reason we were able to do it last year was a Sunday night.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. We'll do something. All right. And then, of course, please follow our socials out there to know what we're doing. And that is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, @Eskimo Brothers Podcast. And then out there on X, the X platform, @Eskimo Bros Pod. We could use some more followers over there. So come have some fun with us over there. It's fun to argue with people and make, I don't know, just have fun. So follow us out there everywhere. And again, the video is going to release on Tuesday, but the audio version, it will be out there as well, bro.
Yeah, the audio version drops every Tuesday morning out there on wherever you can listen to podcasts, but our big ones are Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. If you would, on your favorite streaming platform, whatever you're listening to us on, go to our page there and rate us 5 stars and write a review if you're able to. That helps us out there on the audio version part of things, and we definitely appreciate everyone who has wrote a review for us. And if you're new listening and you like what you hear, write a couple sentences on there and let everybody know why you think we're so handsome and funny
Exactly.
and stuff. So,
And don't disagree with us.
and if I ever see you out and you say, hey, look, I wrote a review, I'll be like, let me buy you a beer.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt about that. We'll do that all the way. All right, we appreciate it. We're going to get out of here. Enjoy the rest of you and rest of our Sunday. I hope you're having a great week. We will see you next week with a new one. We will be recording next week, but it'll be Monday because we're going out of town.
Yeah, we're going to go to the NASCAR race in Austin. So
We're coming back on Monday. We'll probably hit that record button when we get back. Tired, hungover,
Yeah.
Thank God we're off that day, but we're going to be tired.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get it in.
Yeah, we're going to do
We're
it.
going to recap our weekend, of course, and have some fun, and then just put out another banger like always, man.
Hell yeah.
So we'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves out there, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
This has been another episode of the Eskimo Brothers Podcast. Thank you for listening, and be sure to follow or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast streaming service. And until next time, remember, an Eskimo Brothers bond is worth more than gold.